Welcome to Dub Nation, your home for all things Golden State Warriors. Highlights, hot takes, and pure Dubs energy. Join the squad. This is where champions live.
His agent met with the Warriors last week. Still no answer. They're trying to figure it out. As Bobby mentioned, it's holding everything else up, what they want to do. And then obviously the one that everybody's worrying about is Al Horford. Like, what's going to happen with Al Horford? You know, Golden State obviously expected him to sign last week. He didn't. Lakers, Milwaukee, Atlanta, I believe, are also interested in the nearly 40-year-old guy who also has retirement on the table.
Right.
He's still considering retiring. He's not in any hurry. He's got a 6th kid coming on the way. He lives in Atlanta and Boston in the offseason. But I'm hearing that whether it's Golden State or, lesser extent, if it's the Lakers, like being away from his family that far isn't going to be in that decision. But keep in mind, know who I think is going to be in this decision?
Who?
His 10-year-old son, Ian.
Okay.
He just started traveling with Al on the road like 2 seasons ago. Kid loves basketball. I know he's like, Dad, Steph Curry, Dad. Like, it likely.
All the kids love Steph Curry, man. I know that.
I could see Ian convincing his dad to keep playing.
Tim, let me ask you this.
Shout out to Ian.
What is the market for Kuminga and Horford even at this point?
Well, look, until Al Horford either retires or signs somewhere else, the assumption around the league is that he will end up with the Warriors. I would tell Warriors fans, relax on that one. I think things are going to turn out in your favor there. Kuminga is certainly complicated, but there's not much of a market for him.
Right.
He would love to go somewhere that values him as a star, that sees him as a focal point for their offense, which clearly Steve Kerr doesn't. Steve Kerr was D&P-CD in this guy during the playoffs. He has said multiple times he doesn't think he's a fit with Steph and with Jimmy Butler when they have both of those guys healthy, which is, that 22-5 lineup. But the simple fact of the matter is this: if there's not a market for Kuminga, there's not some kind of sign trade situation in the summer, then it's probably in both parties' best interest to do some sort of maybe like a smaller version of the Jalen Green deal, a 3-year deal with a player option, that sort of thing. The kind of deal that, quite frankly, is designed to try to be traded as soon as he's eligible on December 15th. Now, if that happens, Steve Kerr, you got to play in the first couple months of the season. You got to showcase the guy if the whole point is you're trying to move him at not even the deadline, the first day he's eligible.
Right, for sure. All right, UD, you've been around a ton of superstars at different points in their careers, but including the tail ends of their careers. So how much pressure do you think is on the Warriors front office to improve this roster?
The NBA free agency frenzy is a battlefield, and standing at its epicenter is Al Horford, a 39-year-old Titan whose next move could reshape the league or end an era. 5 All-Star appearances, a 2024 championship with the Boston Celtics, and a career that's defied time. 9, 0 points, 6, 2 rebounds, and a jaw-dropping 89, 5% from the free throw line last season. Yet, Horford stands at a crossroads. Will he join the Golden State Warriors, as insiders predicted last week? Or will the Lakers, Milwaukee Bucks, or Atlanta Hawks lure him back? And this is the gut punch could Horford, with a 6th child on the way, retire and leave the game forever. ESPN's Mark Spears dropped a bombshell. He's not in a hurry. Retirement is on the table. Horford's life off the court is pulling hard. Splitting time between Atlanta and Boston, he's weighing family over fame. But here's the twist that's got everyone talking. His 10-year-old son, Ian, a basketball-obsessed kid who's been traveling with him for 2 seasons, might hold the key. Ian's chanting, "Dad, Steph Curry, Dad," dreaming of his father sharing the court with the Warriors legend. At 39, Horford's still a defensive anchor and a floor-spacing big, but the pull of a new baby and a life in Atlanta could outweigh the allure of another ring. The NBA is holding its breath, and the stakes couldn't be higher. Will Horford chase glory with Curry, or will family call him home? This decision isn't just about basketball, it's about legacy. While Horford ponders his future, the Golden State Warriors are fighting a war of their own, a roster on the brink of collapse. Let's uncover the chaos threatening to end their dynasty. The Golden State Warriors, once the NBA's untouchable empire, are crumbling. The dynasty forged by Steph Curry, Draymond Green, and Steve Kerr is teetering on the edge, battered by questionable decisions and a frontcourt in shambles. At the heart of this crisis, Jonathan Kuminga, the 22-year-old phenom who's become a star without a stage. Last season, he averaged 1 points and 8 rebounds, a walking highlight reel of explosive dunks and raw potential. But Steve Kerr, in a move that still sparks outrage, benched Kuminga during critical playoff games, slapping him with a DNP-CD that screamed, "You don't belong." Kuminga wants to be a centerpiece, a star running the show, but Kerr's system built around Curry and Jimmy Butler's 22-5 lineup has no room for him. There's not much of a market for him, one insider told ESPN, suggesting a short-term deal, like Jalen Green's 3-year contract with a player option, designed to be traded by the 15th of December. The Warriors need to showcase Kuminga early this season, but here's the brutal truth. Their front court is a gaping wound. Without a big man to anchor the paint, they're a shell of their former selves. The pressure on the front office is suffocating. 30 years of NBA history tell us big men are rare, and the Warriors are desperate. If they can't land Horford or another veteran, this could be the season the dynasty dies. Fans are furious, and the clock is ticking. Will Kerr and the front office find a savior, or will they let Kuminga waste away while the roster collapses? Dub Nation deserves answers, and they deserve them now. As the Warriors' front office scrambles, a flicker of hope emerges from the Summer League, where two prospects are rewriting the narrative. Let's meet the future. In the blistering Las Vegas Summer League, where dreams ignite and fade, two names have exploded onto the scene: Coleman, Hawkins, and Gabe Madson. These aren't just players, they're potential lifelines for a Warriors team drowning in uncertainty. Coleman Hawkins, a 6'10", 220-pound forward from Sacramento, is a force of nature. At 23, he signed a near -$2 million NIL deal to transfer from Illinois to Kansas State. And last night against the Utah Jazz, he showed why, dropping 13 points, grabbing rebounds, and dishing assists. Hawkins glided up and down the court with a natural motor that left scouts stunned. His crisp passes, lockdown defense, and confident pick-and-pop jumpers scream, Warriors basketball. He's ready to contribute, one scout declared, suggesting Hawkins could steal Trace Jackson-Davis's spot right now. His maturity and flow fit perfectly alongside Draymond Green and Jimmy Butler. Then there's Gabe Madson, a 6'6" sharpshooter from Utah who's shattering expectations. Initially written off as not a hooper, Madson lit up the Jazz with 5 first-half threes, all off movement pin downs, flares, pure chaos. His defensive hustle and physicality shock doubters, and his pods-like motor suggests he's the real deal. Two-way spots are up for grabs, and Madson's climbing the boards fast. But here's the warning. Other teams are lurking. Hawkins and Madson could be snatched up by any franchise desperate for talent. The Warriors can't afford to sleep on this. These prospects aren't just Summer League flukes. They're the spark that could reignite a fading dynasty. Dub Nation, are you paying attention? Because the rest of the NBA is, while Hawkins and Madson light up Vegas, another prospect is turning heads with a fiery edge that echoes a Warriors legend. Let's talk Alex Tui. The Summer League isn't just about fantasy, it's about heart. And Alex Tui is bringing the heat. This 7-foot stretch big went toe-to-toe with Duke's Kyle Filipowski last night against the Jazz. And things got ugly. Tui dropped 13 points, hit a 3, and filled the stat sheet. But it was his chippy, Draymond-like edge that stole the show. Late in the second quarter, Tui and Filipowski got tangled up, leading to a technical foul after Tui got in his face. That moment flipped a switch. A nasty drop-step spin move, aggressive drives to the line, and a jerky, awkward rhythm that baffled defenders showcased Tui's raw potential. He needs to play irritated, one analyst said, drawing parallels to Draymond Green's relentless fire. Tui's competitive edge, 13 points, rebounds, and assists in a gritty performance, could be the X-factor the Warriors need. But there's a catch. His goofy, off-balance style sometimes looks out of control. Can he harness that fire without burning out? The Warriors drafted Tui for this exact edge, but it's a high-risk, high-reward gamble. If he channels that intensity, he could be the spark that reignites the front court. If not, he's just another Summer League flash. The Warriors need warriors, and Tui's ready to fight, but can he deliver? From Tui's fire to Horford's indecision, the Warriors' future is on the line. Let's wrap this up with a battle cry for Dub Nation. The Golden State Warriors are staring into the abyss. Dub Nation. Al Horford's 19, 0 points, 2 rebounds, and a veteran's poise could save their front court or leave them stranded. Coleman Hawkins' 6'10 frame and Gabe Madson's sharpshooting are Summer League gold, but other teams are circling like vultures. Alex Tui's fiery edge could spark a revival, but only if the Warriors act. This is no time for hesitation. The dynasty that Steph Curry built is crumbling, and the front office is under fire. The clock is ticking, one insider warned, and the 15th of December looms as the trade deadline for Kuminga's future. This is a call to arms. Horford's indecision, Kuminga's exile, and the rise of Hawkins, Madson, and Tui demand action. The NBA doesn't wait, and neither should the Warriors. Fans, flood the comments, share this video, and demand the front office seize this moment. Hawkins and Madson won't stay unsigned for long, and Tui's fire needs a home. The Warriors can still be champions, but only if they fight. Dub Nation, rise up. Let's push this team to reclaim their throne before the empire falls forever. The Warriors' fate is in their hands. Stay locked in for more free agency updates as the battle for the NBA's soul unfolds. This is Dub Nation, where Warriors never back down. Hit that like, drop a comment, and stay locked in for the next big play. Till next time, Dubs out.